Let's go. Welcome to another episode of Coming Home with Jenny Oceans. I am your host, Jenny Oceans. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And as always, celebrating you for taking this time for you. Please know that every time you choose to come in and listen, see, read my script, whatever it is that I'm sharing, please know that you are receiving, you are choosing growth, you are choosing expansion. And for that, I celebrate you. You could choose to go and sit and watch some trash on TV or listen to some music, which is also fine sometimes, but you've chosen to be here and I celebrate you for that. And I want you to know that you're going to receive something today. You're going to receive lots today. And maybe you won't realize straight away, but it will be there. And as always, showing my deepest as always, showing my deepest respect to the original custodians of this land, for all who's walked before us, all that is walking with us, and all that will be walking after us. So grateful for this land, the Bundjalung country, and the Yugambeh people, where I reside, where I call my home at this point in time. Grateful for all and everything that they have connected and understood and joined with Mother Earth to live on the earth and off the earth in such a deep connection. Celebrating, integrating, and honoring Mother Earth with music and dance, and the way they choose to just be part of the earth and in that deep connection. I truly feel so grateful every single day I get to call this place my home. All right, friends, let's take a nice deep breath just to anchor ourselves into our body, to make sure that this next little while will be the most potent for every single one of us. So take a nice deep breath in through your nose, all the way down your throat, and as low as you can into your belly. But if your breath stops at the chest, just let it stop there. And when you're ready, exhale, let it go out through your mouth with a sound if you want. Let's take another deep breath in through your nose, down your throat, and as far low into your belly as you possibly can. And once the breath gets down there, just hold it for a little bit. Feel the sensation, feel the pulsation, maybe even feel your heartbeat. And when you're ready, let it go. Last one. Feels good. So beautiful. All right. Coming into this conversation today, I want to speak about fun. I have just released something that I think is incredibly fun. And my beautiful friend reached out to me and she said, Jenny, you're saying it's fun. That is new for people. People do not know that healing can be fun and exciting. And I went, oh. And I thought about that. And I thought about it. That's true. For most people, look at healing as something really painful and lots of tears and lots of pain and lots of hiding and crumbling in a corner and sitting in the dark and just feeling really, ugh. But the truth is, what I've learned is that it really doesn't have to be like that. We're all different beings. We're all unique, right? I say this all the time. We're all unique human beings. I don't believe there is a cookie cutter method. And this is why it's so important that when you choose to work with a coach, when you choose to work with a guide, it is really important that you choose someone that you feel aligned with. Because if you don't, then it's really hard to connect with that person and the way they're choosing to teach, right? And for some, it's really, there was light. And for some, that is how they like to do it. I have some beautiful soul sisters, and when they go through new breakthroughs and breaking into that, like breaking through to get into that new version, they sit in the darkness, they sit in the pain, and it's really painful for them. And I have never had, shouldn't say never, I have had that, but most of the time in this deep, beautiful healing journey, I do it in light, And for a while there, I thought that I wasn't healing. For a while, I thought I wasn't doing it the right way because I looked at my beautiful soul sisters and I was like, wow, they go so deep and they go so dark and they don't want to see anyone and they don't want to do anything and they just cry all the time and everything is so dark. And we always had an open conversation about that we are different. But sometimes it allowed for me to sit with that and go, I'm not healing. I'm not doing the work because it's not painful. And then I came to realize that it can be light, it can be fun, it can be lighthearted. as in very open and very deep-hearted, but not heavy. And for me, that is how I choose to work with my clients and with my students. For me, it's not necessary to sit in a heap in a pile on the floor and cry and cry and cry. I mean, sometimes that's very healthy, but the way I teach and take my clients through their journey and their healing process, and how I teach them practices and modalities in the work, it's actually pretty light. Because when we choose to do the work, we come to realizations and we start to see our life in a different way. That's the main thing. We start to become aware and choose to see our life in a different way. And when we do that, things can become so joyful. Like I'm looking at my window and there's like light and palm reflections on the leaves of the palm leaves. And it's so freaking beautiful. And I smile because it feels good. It's beautiful, you know? So it's almost like we're bringing ourselves back to that child mind, to the childlike behavior where things are new and exciting. We believe in the fairy tales and we believe in the dreams, and that the butterflies have different colors is so amazing. And we're coming back to that state of lightness. Now, I'm not saying everyone do it this way. This is how Jenny Ocean does it. This is how I work with my client, with light, with fun, because the more fun we have, the more fun we have, right? And for me, I'm like, this life is a gift. This life is a gift to me. I was gifted this life as me, as a human being. And my job is to be myself to its deepest core. My mission is to allow for myself to be fully expressed and to be myself from the inside out and to shine my light so strongly. Yeah. Oh, feeling that. So for me, it's about the lightness. It's about bringing in fun into life, bringing in flexibility, bringing in, what's the word? Spontaneity, being spontaneous. Spontaneity, let's call it spontaneity. And to not be so serious. Life doesn't have to be so serious. Yes, there's things we have to do. We need to make the money to pay for the things. So we need to eat the food. We need to drink the water. We need to poop and we need to sleep. There's things that we need to do in life, right? And there's a ton of other rules that some people like to follow and do all of them rules. I choose not to, but some people do, and that's okay. But the whole point of it is that this life is a gift to us. You know, tomorrow it could not be there anymore. Very many people in the world don't get to live their life living as their fullest expressed version of themselves. Some people's lives get taken away way too early. Some people live until they're very old, but they've never lived their life to its fullest expression. Some people get to their 60s and are like, oh my gosh, who am I? What am I doing? And at 60, they're starting to living their life. Some people, after they have children, they're like, who am I? What am I doing? And they're starting to search for that, to wanting to live their life to its fullest expression, because this life is a gift. We are meant to have fun. I don't believe that we were gifted this life to be in pain, to stress, to struggle, to sit in the darkness. I don't believe that. Some people do, and that's fine. My truth is that we're meant to enjoy this lifetime. And the more work we do, the more we understand our mind, our body, our nervous system, the more we understand all of these things, bringing in the beautiful woo-woo with the science, the more we understand that, the easier the uphills get. Number one, because we're more gentle on ourselves. You know, shit hits the fan and all we can see is a massive hill that we're going to climb. We're going to climb that massive mountain and there's no way around that. Well, there is. You can try to run around on the side of it by distracting yourself with all the things we get distracted by, I don't know what people are addicted to, drugs, alcohol, sex, online shopping, all of the things that people are addicted to. And that is basically seeing the mountain ahead of us and choosing to run around it. Now, we might think that's a shortcut, but the thing is that we're just running around the mountain and we're never going to get up it. But when we choose to do the work, we look at that mountain, and in the beginning, it feels really freaking hard to climb up that mountain, and we're going to slide back down. We're going to slide back down. But every time we slide back down, it's going to get easier. We're going to get higher. We're going to get higher. We're going to get higher. And the higher we get on that mountain, the easier it becomes. Because we look down and we go, shit, I've come a long way. So we go higher and we go higher. And you know what the cool part is? When we get to the top of that mountain, we can see clearly. We can see clearly. We're like, fuck, I see it. I see the point now. I understand what it's all about. I get it. You know? And then it's like either we climb down the hill, and I think that once you start climbing that mountain and you're starting your inner work, you're starting your healing journey, I don't actually believe that there is a downhill. I believe that we just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up. And it just gets easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. And the higher up we get, we turn around and we have this magnificent view, and we just get such gratitude and happiness and joy of life. And we keep going up and up and up and up. And to be honest, sitting here, I'm like, I don't actually think we get to the top to go down again. We just keep going up because we realize how capable we are. We realize how strong we are. And we realize that when we turn around, we look down, and it's a butterfly, thank you. We see how far we have come. And we see that the further up we go on this mountain, the more magnificent a view becomes. And how cool is that? You know, or you can be on the bottom of that mountain and run around the mountain taking all the shortcuts, but you never get to see how magnificent the view is. And you're basically missing out on life. That is my truth. It doesn't have to be yours, but I want you to think about it and sit with that for a moment. I'm going to see if my tea is hot enough, cool enough to drink. Even that, drinking elderflower tea, because when I was a young child, my auntie, who I didn't see very often, but when I did go and see her, she had this house in the middle of a field, out country. It was hardly any houses. In the middle of the field was this little dirt road. There's her house, and there's just field right around that. And we would ride our push bike to this forest. That was like a round circle forest. And I often refer back to it when I do meditations and visualizations with my students. We would ride our push bikes to the forest and we'd walk through the forest. And we had a friend that was on the other side of the paddock that has another house. We would run across the paddock. Anyway, what I want to say is that in front of my auntie's house, there's this beautiful elderflower tree. And we would drink elderflower cordial. I seen a beautiful friend of mine selling elderflower tea, and I was like, whoa, I'm wondering if that will taste like elderflower cordial. She goes, no, it won't. It tastes pretty bad. To be honest, it tastes delicious. And when I drink that and I close my eyes, it brings me back to that memory. Like, how freaking cool is that? That we can close our eyes and taste or smell something or feel something. And with our senses, that will bring us back to an anchored memory in our mind. Now, we can create memory banks like this in our mind. We can remove memory banks that we don't want to keep. And we can create new memory banks with help of our senses. Now, that's a totally different topic. If you want to hear more about that, let me know and I'll share with you. But the topic we're talking about is that it doesn't have to be hard. So this amazing thing that I have released, and I'm like, it's so fun. And my friend is like, but people think that healing is not meant to be fun. And you say it's really, you say it's a game. People are going to get confused. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that you're sharing that with me. Because for me, it's a game, you know, it doesn't have to be so hard. And I'm not saying it's a game as in, I don't even know how people translate that, but it's fun. Life is meant to be fun and joyful in my world. So what came downloaded to me the other day is my beautiful old signature program, Say I Do, that I created 6 years ago. Amazing program, 22 days of deeply falling in love with yourself and have absolute confidence in what you are and who you are. Now, I created that 6 years ago. What has happened in 6 years for me is profound. I have done some massive things since the last 6 years, and it's really cool looking back and actually celebrating myself for that. But since then, I am a life coach. I am a trauma coach. I'm a nervous system reset coach. I am a cold water immersion facilitator, ice bath facilitator. I'm a breathwork facilitator. I'm a somatic healer. What else have we got on the list? Like, there's so many. NLP coach, NLP trainer. There is so many things. There's so many modalities. There's so many practices. There is so many things that happen. So a little while back, I decided to retire the program Say I Do. I was like, it actually doesn't feel aligned. It's a really amazing program. It is like the taste stepping stones for people that are like, okay, something need to change now. Beautiful, absolutely magnificent, beautiful. And I'm working on a way to have it available for people to just have access to at any given point in time. When we ran it, we met up in live, in person, online, every single day for 22 days. Accountability, all the things, freaking cool. Every day there was a new task, and every week was a new subject. So forgiving your body, connecting with your body is so much like freaking incredible. Absolutely incredible. Your dream partner and tuning into that, like what do you truly desire from another person in your life? And the whole thing was Say I Do to you. So saying yes to yourself, marrying yourself was the key. Anyway, I retired it, and the other day I sat and my true self was like, Jenny, Say I Do reignited, ignited, it's coming back. And I was like, what the hell? It's like, yes, you're going to drop one spot a day for 7 days, and that's it. I was like, okay, how are we doing that? And it's like every day for 4 weeks, you're going to release a question, practice, a task, a meditation. Something is going to be released based on the Say I Do program every single day for 4 weeks. This is going to be done on a one-to-one basis inside an app called Voxa. It's a walkie-talkie app. You know, you can send messages and videos and all of that stuff, but you walkie-talkie, you talk, and the person will receive. I was like, okay. And it's going to be $88. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? 4 weeks on one-on-one coaching for $88? That's insane. I was like, yeah, but it's fun. It feels fun. And I felt really lit up about this thought about creating it. I was like, this is actually fun because only one person a day can commit to it. Only one person a day for 7 days can commit to this. And 7 lucky women will have the opportunity to either transform their entire life or do nothing about it. And 1 day a week will be that woman's day. So she can absolutely brain dump anything that's going on in her mind at that moment. Share that with me. So release, I will receive, and she will rise. So basically 24 hours of one-on-one coaching. Obviously there's boundaries. I'm not going to answer 2:00 in the morning, but you get my point, right? And everything that I do, even though it feels really light and really happy and really exciting, and it's like, woo, that's my energy. Everything is based on my expertise. Everything is based on my knowledge. Everything is based on my life experiences. It's not just going to be like, what color is the palm tree? Because it sounds funny. There is a deep integrated method to my madness in every single thing that I do. The programs that I've ran, people are like, oh my God, that was this and that. And then 5 days later, like, oh, it makes sense now. And I'm like, yeah, it might have felt like nothing, but then we get to the point and everything makes sense. It's like the domino effect, right? Like you're like, okay. Oh, now it makes sense. So there is a deep method to the madness. I'm not just throwing shit out there because it's fun. There is a method to the madness. But what I've realized is that life is a lot more fun when we have fun. I like to have fun. And for a very long time, I didn't allow myself to have fun. I used to have my mom tell me, she's like, just let loose, Jenny. I was like, no. She's like, just go and have some freaking fun. For so many years, I was so strict because I've been an adult for a very, 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 very long time. And I didn't allow for myself to just let myself be. So many people speak about their teenage years and they were loose and that. And I was like, I never was. I was never that person because they used to call me bull mama, which means bun mum, because I was so old. Like I was such a parent for such a long time. And I never let myself really loose. And now I'm living my best life. And I'm like, it's so much fun to have fun. And I realized that this is why I love being around children and why it's so important. Like my entire work was created for my daughter to live in a world where there was people that knew that the dreams were at the tips of their fingers, that the stars is not something we reach or we're actually part of it. and anything is possible, and loving yourself is normal, and being naked is absolutely normal, and knowing every part of your body is normal, and just loving yourself is normal, and be proud of yourself is normal, and celebrating yourself is normal. That's the world I want my daughter to live in. I was like, for her to live in that world, I need to work with the parents, the mothers, the grandmothers, the sisters, the aunties, so that they can show this for their children and it becomes normal, so that in the future it is normal to live like that. So, and I realized that why I enjoy being around children so much is because they believe in the fairy tales. They have fun. They don't care about too many things. They just actually want to have a good time. They don't care if it's raining. They still want to run around. It's fun. They don't care if it's dark outside. They still want to go for a walk because it's fun. You know, they look at the mushrooms in the ground because it's fun. There might be fairy living there. I still live like that. And for a long time, people said to me, you're delusional. You live in a fairy tale and blah, blah, blah. When are you going to live a real life? And I pushed that aside for a long time. And now I'm like embracing that. Like, yes, I am. And I'm actually living my absolute dream life. I'm having so much fun. So this 7-day thing that I created, don't know if you could hear that car, but he was driving really fast and it was really loud, even though I'm on a 60 road. This mic should actually cut it out. So for 7 days, 1 spot a day is getting released, and 1 spot only for 7 days. And on Wednesday, the 28th, we start. I say we start, which means not in a group setting. It's a one-on-one basis. And that's it. For $88, you get to have a coach for 4 weeks, 7 days a week, every day for 4 weeks. That's insane. And why am I doing it? Because Source Guides told me to do it. My higher self told me to do it, and I listen. I don't hold back. I don't let myself be threatened or frightened or fear hold me back. I do the things that I get guided to do. Sometimes they're freaking crazy, but I do them anyway. And because it's fun, I like the excitement of people like, oh my God, when is the release and when is the link renewing? And I was like, 5:55 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Oh my God, I'm in the States. I'm going to have to put my alarm on. I was like, yeah, you do. That's fun. That creates some fun and excitement in life. And we're meant to be excited about life. So that's fun. We are on day 3 today. Today is day number 3. So this podcast is going to be released on Monday. So on Monday, you will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You'll have 3 days. So 3 spots will be available. And what was that? Yes. So what I wanted to say was, with this creation, say I do Reignited, one-to-one basis inside Voxer. It's like I give you a brand new car and I give you the keys to the car. Now, it is up to you if you just want to have the car sitting in your driveway, or if you want to jump in the car, you want to turn the ignition, and maybe that's all you want to do. Or you want to get in the car, turn the ignition, hit the road, and go on the biggest adventure of your life. What do I mean with that? I mean that I'm gifting you this opportunity. You will receive a task, a practice, or a question every single day. You can do it, or you can also not do it. I'm not going to check up. If you want me to check up, I will. But I'll give it to you. It's there, silver platter, handed over to you. And then 1 day a week, you can release everything on your mind, and I will support you through that. If you're someone that lives with anxiety, we can do a full nervous system reset on that day. Side note, it's $249 to work with me on a one-to-one basis for a 60, 90-minute session to do just that. And you can do that 1 day a week for 4 weeks for $88 altogether. Like, it's insane. So you choose what you want to do with that. If you have relationships, something going on in a relationship with yourself, a relationship with your children, your partner, your parents, your friends, whatever it might be, you can release all of that, and I'll be there, and we will bounce back and forth with that on that day. If you sleep deprived, and you will be fried if you're sleep deprived. If you're struggling, you just had a child and you're struggling with that, you know, like, I don't have any time for myself, or I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what to do with it. You're exhausted, or you're just someone that don't have time for yourself. You know, you can do absolutely anything you want with this opportunity. It's insane. And also, I'm always the person that if I'm on a call and there's lots of people, I am the person, they say, okay, anyone have a question? People sit there. I'm like, yep, I do. Yep, I'll take the spot. Put me on the spot. Please give me the microphone and the floor and I'll talk. because if an opportunity get presented to me, I grab it with both of my hands every single damn time. I'm not going to let that go. Even if I'm shaking, scared shitless, and I'm really scared, I will freaking take that opportunity. Not too long ago, I was volunteering at a training weekend, and the trainer said, "Oh, hey, Jenny, do you want to say some words?" Oh, and I was shaking. I was like, "Fuck yes, I do." I jumped up on that stage and I said, "Hey, have you got it?" Actually, his co-trainer, she's like, "Microphone. We need a microphone for Jenny." I was like, "Yeah, fuck, I need a microphone for me, please and thank you." And I was a bit nervous, which is interesting because I teach people confidence. And I said to everyone, it's like, "I'm actually nervous. Can you hear it in my voice?" It was cool, but I don't let fear hold me back. I do the things because that's when happiness and joy comes. So coming back to say I do Reignited can be absolutely whatever you want for it to be. It is really freaking cool. And on another note, there is so many coaches around, and it is really hard as a client to know who to trust, to know who to work with and who to invest with. And yes, us as coaches, we have done, most can speak for myself, have done so much work and so much training and worked for a very long time with the absolute minimal wage, because that's what we do when we're learning things, right? So we're absolutely worthy of charging our worth, and that's another conversation. And I've had that conversation with you before. It's like charging your worth means that you're compounding time, right? But who are we going to spend that money with? Who are we going to give our thousands and thousands of dollars with? And I was like, for people to be happy and willing to invest with someone, they really want to know who that person is. And this 4 weeks is a magnificent way for you to get to know who I am, because lots of people really love me. And there's also people that really do not like me. I have lots of energy. I'm lots of high energy, very, very high energy. I'm very straightforward. And some people don't like that, and that's okay. So this gives you the opportunity to really get to know who I am. And for you to know if you would ever in the future like to come to my events or do anything like that. It's an opportunity. It's also an opportunity for you to have me with all of my professions in one spot. Let's say, for example, you've been wanting to try cold water immersion, like ice baths. It's freaking dangerous doing that shit if you don't know where your nervous system is, by the way. Let's say you've been wanting to do that. And you're like, okay, I'm going to have Jenny on my side so she can take me through the process of getting used to ice baths. Hell yes, I'm there for that. Or I have a trauma that I've been wanting to release for a long time, but I haven't found anyone to take me through it. 4 weeks, hell yeah, we can do that. Depending on what degree, but we can absolutely work on that. And it's like, I have a belief I want to release. Absolutely. I'm in my business and I feel stuck. Absolutely. Like, there is no limitation for what is possible in these 4 weeks. And when I say it's meant to be fun, I really do believe that life is meant to be fun. We're meant to have a good time. This life is our gift. And the more fun we have, and the more we enjoy life. And I'm just looking at the time going, I have so much time today. Woke up, I had cacao with my daughter. What else did we do? We danced, and I had to sleep in. And I dropped her at school, and then I went to the sauna, and outside the sauna I met a beautiful friend I haven't seen for a long time. We had a chat. Then I went into sauna, then I went into cold plunge and the soak, and then I got myself ready. I got to the shops to buy birthday present for a birthday party tonight. I ate some local love chocolate. I chatted with my girlfriends on the phone. I came home. I made a delicious bougie brunch. I've read a magazine. I danced some more. And now I'm in here recording a podcast. And it's 1 o'clock. And I still have 2 hours until I'm going to pick my beautiful girl up. So the more time we invest in ourselves to have a good time, the more time we get. Because the task that we need to do, yes, there's tasks we need to do. Oh, I hanged washing this morning too. So the tasks that we have to do, they become so much more easier when we make sure that we have a good time. When we make sure that we enjoy ourselves, everything else becomes easy because we're not doing a drain. It's not like we're dragging out the last piece of fuel out of the tank to get to the destination. We fill the tank up and then we're rock and roll and we go where we got to go. It is such a change of life to do that. So, yeah, that's me coming in saying that doing the work, healing, breaking, old patterns and chains of life and going through different paradigms and removing old beliefs that are not serving us, all of the things. It doesn't have to be freaking painful. Yes, sometimes it's painful, but the thing is, it doesn't have to be all of the time. You can still enjoy your life and have a freaking good time. At the same time, as you are healing, as you are growing in and allowing for yourself to come into the clearest, most authentic version of yourself. I got hiccups. I ate bread. When I eat bread, I get hiccup. Clearly, I shouldn't eat bread. So that's it. I would love for you to be one of the 7 women that jump on and says yes to this opportunity. It is a magnificent opportunity. I wish someone offered it so I could jump on it, because I truly would. There is just... when you know something and the other person don't know it, and you're like, I wish I could get you to see what would happen if you did the thing before you did the thing, because then you would do the thing and then when you would feel the thing. I hope that made sense, because that made sense in my head. Anyway, I'm sending you so much love and light. I'm so proud of you for taking this opportunity and trusting that you're here for an absolute reason, celebrating you for taking time to yourself. So much love. So much love. And please know that I'm here to support you. Connect at jennyoceans.com, or I am Jenny Oceans. Go and enjoy life. Go and celebrate life, and make sure you jump on and take one of the 7 spots, because why would you not take that opportunity? Here we go. Bye, everyone.